And we are live. Okay. Hey everybody, it's wait, when was the last time I did the dev server stream? Steel, where are you?
What?
Oh, yeah. Hey look, he's awake.
I'm waiting for War Thunder to freaking update, man. I'm tired. I got up early.
Yeah, I know how that feels.
I
Okay,
stayed up late and I shouldn't have.
yeah, ladies and gentlemen, we are back with a dev server stream. Damn, it's amazing. When was the last stream was literally a month ago. And we are now here with 1.83 Masters of the Sea, and if you haven't figured out by that name what that fucking means, that means it's ship's open beta. Took them too damn long, but now we're in ship's open beta for, let's be specific, disclaimer, it's open beta for US, Germany, and SOV boots, but the Royal Navy, which is also kind of the secondary focus of the patch, is still closed beta. As you can see, I haven't actually bought the pack, so I get this nice little message that says, yay, you need to get into the thing, whatever fuck. But we'll still look at everything.
I already own the hideout warships. That's such an oof. I could own the hideout again in War Thunder.
Meanwhile, okay, and it is, let me pull up the chat so I can make sure I'm seeing what the hell you guys are all saying. But I also need to keep the patch notes on screen. So it is, I will say this is a mini patch, so don't expect anything, massive and new. So there isn't that much in the patch in terms of what we're gonna I don't know how to structure this stream. I think we're just gonna talk about like all the weird new stuff that isn't boats, and then we'll do like a quick rundown of all the boats from all the nations, including the Brits. So let's start with the US in terms of new things, and for the most part there isn't that much. This is going to be fairly quick, so if you haven't figured it out, first and foremost thing is a brand new shiny T-32, the T-32E1, which is don't think it's that much different. It's the only real difference between this and the standard T-32 is the fact that it no longer has this stupid bulge on the fucking hull for the machine gun port. I think the hull is now welded rather than cast. So it's a rolled homogeneous steel rather than
so you lose a weak spot basically.
Yeah, you lose a weak spot, and now this thing can be a bit less
Is
stupid.
the armor thinner?
No. Noticeably not thinner. And it's slightly indistinguishable other than for the fact that it just no longer has the weak spot. So that's one thing. Next thing is that the for the US very specifically, that one of the oldest models after the Mark V Spitfires got redone, the good old F4Fs have finally gotten new models, and they no longer look like shit. And somehow my decals stayed exactly where they were, even though it's a brand new model. Nice. Anyway, so it's a brand new shiny model with a much lighter blue finish rather than that weird like purpley blue color that the old models had. So that's the F4F 3 and then the F4F 4.
Oh my god, that's the USS Lexington color scheme. Holy shit.
So they look nice again. So that's all for the US part. So let's see. After that, Germany doesn't really get anything other than we'll talk about that in just a moment. The only real thing that they get that's new, air quote, is the fact they get a new bomber, and it's a premium. Weird. It's the JU-2. Wait, what the fuck is this? The JU-288C. What in the hell? Oh boy, look at this fucker. And this big fucker. So JU-88C, I think it's, one of the prototypes out there, another prototype, and so it's just a 4-bladed, bigger, it's basically, another JU-88. It's just the new and improved, and it comes with a 20mm turret somewhere on this vehicle. Hold up. So we have front-facing 13mm MG151, and then a rear-facing MG151, and then That's interesting. You have a tail control. You have a tail pintle for a single MG151, and then you have an additional 13 millimeters on the other side of the aircraft. Let's take this sucker out for a flight, I suppose.
There's a Ju-288 in aisle 2 that has the Ju-88 style airframe. This looks
Yep.
kind of like a Dornier, but it has that cockpit, but it can drop like a really
Yep.
big ass German bomb.
And oh boy, just struck. And I don't know how much this thing is, because, you know, being a content creator, they just give you the shit now. Hey, at least we're not staring at crackhead fucking, you know, Franz. It's his good brother Hans now in the cockpit. Yeah, seriously, that was getting kind of old. Yeah, so this is the Ju-288, and oh boy, it's a fast little sucker right off the bat, in classic German fashion with their twin-engine aircraft. I think they're inline engines. I didn't look at the specs. I am a terrible person, I know. Let's see, I'm trying to also manage the chat and everything while I'm at it. So, yeah, so big boomer with, oh Jesus Christ, what bombs did I load? Holy hell. Got fucking nukes, mate. Fucking nukes, mate. Big fucking nukes. Anyway, guess engage the die brakes, drop, and fuck off as fast as possible, because those are gonna go boom. Oh, Jesus. Yeah, those are big bombs. I think Germany now has a new close air support aircraft, and this is not going to be fun for enemy tankers. That's a big, this is a big plane, and let's see. Let's check out. So, wait, how many so I theoretically have 3 different turrets that can aim, maybe? I don't know. So, I guess you can pretty much... Let's see. Yeah, so you have pretty deadly armament, all things considered, for a medium bomber. And it's a pretty nice plane. Let's look at the cockpit. Okay. You haven't been on crack, have you, Hans? No, you look fine. Yeah, he definitely doesn't look like he's on drugs anymore. Yep, so... that, we'll get to it in just a moment. I'm just kind of showing it off. Now, let's move on from the Ju-288 back to the screen of stuff. So, we're moving kind of left from right now in terms of the stuff that isn't naval related. And then we're going to move on to the new stuff. So, don't think Germany has anything else that's new other than, you know, their hellos, but those are a whole different story entirely. We'll get to that in a moment. Next up is the USSR. No new aircraft, unfortunately, but they do get a new tank. A new tank and a modification, if that isn't already obvious. Let's see. It's not the vodka bottle again. Let's see. Let's stick this sucker right here. I guess we'll start with the modification. So here we have, of course, the Soviet Bias-Mobile. That is the T-80B. But, you know, the running joke that the ground forces guy, if you put his initials on anything, it turns it to become indestructible. Wow, my grammar was horrible just there. Yeah, the T-80B now has a BV upgrade. Now it has friggin' ERA all over the front of the fucker. Yeah, look at that. Yeah, I don't think heat rounds are going to get through that pretty easily. You know, suck up MBT-70s. The T-80 will now say suck on your heat rounds, fucks. Though I kind of wish they would make that the rubber sheet in the front could also act as additional kind of like spaced armor. Anyway, yeah, you have now Contact 1, suspiciously spelled with a C instead of a K. Isn't it usually Contact spelled with K's, Steelwolf?
Isn't what?
Isn't it Contact spelled
for the Russians?
It's usually spelled with K.
K. What is
it's
this?
Not. It says con. It says con.
TDBV.
Yeah, good old T-80B.
Oh wait, I'm looking at.
Oh my God, there's 50 of you. Jesus.
It should be Contact with a K.
Yeah, but yeah, so
I
that's
think it's the same for the T64B.
Yep.
It's I don't
It
know. It
looks
could just be a
pretty.
Russian to
This thing
American
now.
translation thing, but
Yeah,
I don't know.
yeah, but I will say this does look a lot more menacing, the face, because yeah, your heat rounds don't mean anything when this guy chemical energy equivalent protection against chemical energy munitions. It's about 370 additional millimeters on top of what the armor can protect against. So, whoo boy. That's I don't think an MBT-70 or anything with a lower end heat round can get through the front of this fucker now. At least you'll survive the first shot and then be able to shoot him back in the face. Anyway, so the next the real new tank, however, is this. Oh Jesus Christ! This thing looks like a fucking turtle. The hell? Oh God! What is this? What the fuck is this? It looks like a fucking miniature Doom turtle with no machine guns, nonetheless. God, I thought the fucking vodka truck was bad. This. It literally looks like it was just done in Sergey's garage. Like, what the fuck is this thing? So, this is the SU-57B. It's a 4.0 tank destroyer. Let's see what modifications it's got. It can have the improved shell.
God. What is that thing?
Yeah, I don't. And Steel Wolf doesn't have the client updated, so he's just watching along with you guys. So yeah, this thing is ugly. Let's take it out to the range and see what the fuck it does. Because, dear lord.
I'll be right back. I'm gonna use the bathroom.
Yep. That is a strange vehicle. Also, in intermission, I finally got my t-shirt from the Sea and Arsenal's like t-shirt campaign. Maxim, the world standard. Damn right. Oh yeah. And also got really cool Sea Arsenal sticker. And for a bonus, because of a certain little unofficial mascot, got this thing. Oh, look at how cute. Look at him. Yeah, you can see their fundraiser videos and this fucker eating a whole butt ton of blueberries. Yeah. By the way, I do actually talk to Othias on occasion. Somehow managed to fuck up driving a tank in Battlefield 1 with him. That was a bad time. Anyway, SU-57. Here we go. This is, I don't know what, it looks like a unique vehicle because I don't know what chassis, what thing they could have based this vehicle off of. Let's see what crew inside. There's just four fuckers. It's essentially a Stug without a machine gun, with a longer, thinner dong, but in the tank world, longer, thinner dongs don't necessarily mean they're weak. Though, that explosive content. Okay, yeah, I would probably die to that Panzer too. Man, what is the explosive content on that shell? It's like fucking pathetic. Fuck. I will say though, the reload's pretty good. Otherwise. Like, I know it's a 57mm, but the hell with this gun? It just feels a bit underpowered compared to like maybe the ZIS 57 or the T-34 57. Can at least hit the side of a Panther D at distance. Okay, at least inconvenience a Panther at distance. That's a good thing. Oh my god, this is... Yeah. So, random low-tier derp. Just look at it. It's just derp. Somehow managed to kill the Panther without aiming. This is the true Blitzmobile, as said by... I don't want to even pronounce your name because I feel terrible if I mispronounce it. Yep, so, yeah, if you guys miss a lot of stuff in the stream, the VOD will probably be up tomorrow, and noticeably, I am not actually streaming on Twitch today because some issues came up, so it's going to be, for a time being, it's going to be all completely on YouTube, which is where most of you are anyway, so I don't care. So, if I can find the stupid... Oh, who joined? Hey, it's a sneaky. Hello.
I'm doing strikes right now.
Yeah, but you can sit here and moderate the stream. Anyway.
If I have to open.
Yeah, so anyway, for aircraft, I don't think anybody else really gets anything new. The British, we're going to skip over them because they're going to get a whole chunk of time, a whole good chunk of time dedicated to them. Skipping over to Japan. Shocker, Japan gets something? Yeah, sadly, it's a 7.0 premium. A really weird premium, too. What in the bloody hell is this thing? It's... What the hell is the... Okay, we know we have the Type 60 SPRRG, and that thing is not... That's interesting, but... This is the Japanese Panzerwerfer? Honorable Panzerwerfer? I don't know. It's just weird. Anybody? I don't know anything about this vehicle. I've never even heard of it. So, I don't know. Anyway, let's take it out for a test drive. This giant brick, like moving brick. It's, you know, it's pretty small, I'd imagine. But, yeah, this is a literal brick. The question is, can I shoot myself in the face? Because the MG does get in the way, but I guess we will just aim in the general direction of something. Just fire. Oh my god, what are these rockets? They're huge. Jeez. Anti-tank, unguided anti-tank rockets. This is not, to my knowledge, any kind of... This doesn't appear to be a guided missile carrier. This is just a... Yep. A very, very destructive and very deadly rocket launcher. Probably even worse than the Panzerwerfer. It's considering it says it's 7.0. Yeah. You see this hiding in an alleyway and you're not paying attention, you're gonna get, werfered. I don't know. You will, you know, the cut in, like, Donut Media and James Pumphrey doing the unknown variable.
Gaijin will have to censor what happens next in that case. Because it will not be pretty.
Yeah, that's not pretty. No, that should have been censored just right there. That's a terrible sight to see. A fucking T-32 getting absolutely obliterated. But yeah, so this is I find it interesting. Of all vehicles they will add for a top tier, I could see this being in the market for a good 3 months, and then it will go off sale because it's probably not going to do well. But that's just a weird premium of all things. Just weird. Oh. Oh. Ooh. He got one-shotted. He got fucked. He got fucked. Let's see. Okay, the rockets do like going straight down. There's no real arc to them, which is actually a good thing. So you just kind of have to aim higher and higher up until you hit something. But yeah, that hurt. He dead. He very dead. So I don't think this thing needs any more of an explanation. It's basically a modern day Panzerwerfer for the Japanese with even more deadly rockets and a lot of them. And a 50 cal, so it can serve as a close-in AA vehicle against helicopters. I don't know. So, moving on. Springles, not safe for work. My children are watching. Why do you have your children watching? So, these rockets, don't know what the actual capability of the rockets are because...
What in God's great name are you driving?
That's something. Okay, 130 millimeter Type 75 rockets, and apparently they do absolute shit against armor. But for some reason, I destroyed all of that. This is I don't know what to think of this. This is just weird. Again, this is the dev server, so I don't know if the stat cards are correct, but it seems like it was penetrating a lot more than 50 millimeters of armor.
Is that a premium?
Yeah, it's a weird premium. Why?
It's literally an MLRS straight out of War Game.
Yeah, it's just like an MLRS from Wargame, but that's a very weird one, all things considered. So, after that weirdness, and then finally moving on to France, they actually do get another aircraft. Yeah. Another bomber, and another bomber. So this is the... What in the God's name is this? This is the MB-75T, and immediately it already has Hydras. What? HVARs, I mean. And a torpedo. So, and it has a cannon? What in God's name is this thing? So, it's I've never heard of this variant, but it's an attack aircraft for what appears to be the French Navy. It has two 20 millimeter
that is
cannons
sweet.
and the wings. So let's just take it out
a
for a test
great
flight.
Your attack
Yeah,
plane.
let's take this out for a test flight. I don't know.
The F5W is the same torpedo on the HE-111. It's a German torpedo.
Yep, so this is a very interesting aircraft. Let me just grab some Gatorade. Hold up. Jesus.
Gator of the Eights.
Yep. Gatorade 0. Damn right. So I don't get that sugar crash, man. Anyway, so this is an attack aircraft with pretty brutal frontal armament, all things considered, but not particularly great frontal armament, but you can do something to someone, some unfortunate soul. So we have, we have Louis, Pierre, and
7
Jacques.
freaking minutes for this. Holy shit. Jesus.
Yeah, this patch is pretty. It is a mini patch, and I knew I was told that a mini patch like this would be coming out. It's just we didn't really know what the mini patch was going to entail. Apparently, it entailed the open beta of ships, minus the Royal Navy, which is closed beta in the traditional closed beta fashion. We'll get to that more in just a bit. And as it is, this is the last new aircraft, other than the helicopters, but we'll get to the helicopters next. I'm gonna kind of save the biggest, diggest of things for last. So you got
the BR
20mm cannon.
By the way?
Don't know. Didn't check. So you have HVARs. It's not a terribly unmaneuverable plane. It's pretty stable for CAS and also for naval usage, as it does carry 1 torpedo for some reason. Seems like it's like a sub hunter of some kind, because it does have a satellite, like some radar satellite in the front of the thing. So I guess it's for like sub hunting.
Aircraft can have a sonar type thing.
It has like a radar dome, or like a clear radar dome in the front. I just realized that's a radar on the front. So I'd imagine it's, I guess, for sub hunting, because that seems to be the only thing that makes sense about it. Is that it carries rockets, it has cannons to shoot at whatever it is, so on and so forth. But yeah,
or it could be a plane that the radars used to detect ships in the middle of the night and strafe like small boats.
Yeah, it's a
Could be an
frontline
odd
bomber,
concept.
not particularly fast, but it's essentially, I guess, the last hurrah of this series of the MB-175s. I guess the MB bombers in general, and as it is, that's the last real new aircraft in stuff. We've already looked at the new F4, F3, and 4 models, the JU-288C, which is an attacker with frontline bomber, and then this thing. We've looked at the T-32E1, which is just a T-32 without the bulge and cast hull, T-80BV upgrade, Su-57 mini crap turtle. I don't know what to call it. And that's basically it. So next up, for the helicopter, for the whirlybird whirlheads out there, we have brand new choppers. Lol. Get to the chopper now. Yeah. So let's start off with the most interesting addition for helicopters, for like kind of not, that isn't something else. It's this is the SA-313B Alouette 2, known as the Skylark in some other circles. So all you have are SNIBs and SS-11s, and you also have 7.7 machine guns. Wait, what? Okay, let's take a quick gander here. So we have a giant fuel tank. We have the 2 pilots in the cockpit. We have what appears to be 4 MG3s just kind of sitting there being all good and stuff. And then we will check this out. So it comes with SNEBs or SS11s. I think we know what it'll look like with SS11, so let's take out the SNEBs for now. Let me see. I need to pull up the chat again. Hello, Vlad Tips. Have you come here from Wallachia to bother me?
Yeah, that looks like one of the World War I variants. Like the Americans have one of those.
What are my control? Roll axis, collective pitch. Wait. Oh, right. I made it shift for some reason. Okay, so this is a very small, tiny helicopter, for one. I will say, you know, smaller is not necessarily worse. That means you're fucking harder to see at distance, though this is counterbalanced by the fact that this is not a very, very clearly not a very...
It's a scout bird, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a scout bird, but it is equipped with the ability to kill tanks and or strafe stuff in a close air support role, so...
That's a World War II bird, right?
No, this is a French helicopter that it's French in the service of the Germans, because apparently Germany did not have helicopters after World War II of their own until we get to a certain helicopter we will see in a moment. So this strange device has a nice, pretty open cockpit. You can see everything. So let's see what this looks like in a strafing attack here.
Shit. I gotta let my car run for 15 minutes or it's gonna die. Be right back.
So, yeah. So, and clearly this is the Bundeswehr. Oh god, I can't. You're in before a German comes in and just friggin' corrects me, though. I think the only German that would be carrying right about now, I think, is playing Festival of the Lost.
He's actually doing Iron Banner right now.
Iron Bananas.
I just left him. Because I have to finish strikes before this timer expires. Because every first bounties.
Yep, so... Yeah, so this is the little bird that you start out with. Okay. Yeah, there were no helos in World War I, Sneaky, says John Griggs. Oh god, 73 of you watching. Jeez. Man, you guys really love dead streams. You love dead streams. Anyway, moving on from here, we got a Huey. That's boring. Like we've already seen the Huey. That's nothing new. Interestingly though, you get 9.3 Huey, and then you get you do get the Mi-24P for East Germany, which is equipped with pretty much everything, I guess, that particular aircraft is capable of. So, but anyway, let's move on to the actual German helicopter, the BO-105CB, or, well, this one is the CB2. In the tree, we have these two. We'll get to those in just a moment, but this is the premium one. It is equipped with tow missiles, so let's see how this is, and supposedly it's fairly maneuverable, all things considered. T-44, says Joseph Stalin. 1, we're dealing with helicopters. 2, you died long before the Soviet Union had helicopters. And 3, this is not a time to talk about T-44. This is a dev server stream, sir. How to G91, please. Actually, good news for you. I'm actually planning to do that as the next jet video, because the G91 is, to me, kind of the logical step from the 262 in terms of going from early jets to something that's kind of in between super modern jets or the really, really high speed stuff. So why do I have to do it in Russian? We're looking at a German helicopter. Hush, did you not have your wine today, Stalin?
I'm just going to throw you in the chamber if you try to correct his English again.
Yep. Okay, so we got a tow missile flying in. We're gonna try to, boom, fire another tow missile. Let's see, get this guy out. Boosh. T-64B. I keep hitting his gun barrel for some reason. What the hell? Anyway, so
The bow in War Game uses hot missiles instead of tows.
Well, this is the premium one, by the way. I should have probably made that mention. This is the premium one, so boom. Okay, definitely one thing I will say, compared to the last dev server when they first introduced the helicopters, it is so much easier to control these things. The only downside about the bows, to my knowledge, is that they don't have any sort of MGs, so you have to kind of play this like a Huey with ATGMs. You don't have any offensive armament to defend yourself. You're kind of... I think if there's a lot of old... Actually, the Bundeswehr has their own YouTube channel, and they have some of their like old like training videos and stuff uploaded there. So I think there is footage of these helicopters, you know, in combat simulations, just doing like the gold hippity hoppity behind a hill and destroying shit with vortex ray. That's an interesting warning. I am actually working on a Whirlybird video, but that's gonna probably be not for a while because I'm still trying to practice how to play helicopters as well. So this is a pretty maneuverable little bird. It's really nice looking. Though it is more of a scout vehicle that is capable of destroying tanks rather than being a full-blown attacker like the Mi-24s or the Huey Cobras. So we're not even going to look at these guys. We're going to look at the first variant that you get in the tree, which is equipped with, I think, hot missiles. Yeah, this one is equipped with hot missiles. I guess we'll test fly it. And let's look at the modifications. Yeah, so you don't have any offensive, you know, gun armament on the bows. So, yeah, please show the Huey. Fine, I'll show the Huey. Okay, so let's see what the hot missiles do, though if I remember correctly, the hot missiles are... Oh, that's a little weird. Feels right. And if I remember... Well, actually I can't remember anything, but anyway. So this is our... Man, it does not... It really does not like me revving up the collusion that much for some reason. No, I'm not the most versed person in helicopter flying. So let's see. Okay, so it is a proper, you know, mouse aimed missile. Let's see if it can take this guy out. It takes out the driver. Not very easy to attack. Oh, shit! I just missed. God, I suck. Yeah, I just suck. And no fault of the heat. Whoa, what am I doing? Oh, balls. Hover mode. Okay, let's see. Say it is fairly maneuverable for what it is. Man, so the hot missile's not as great as the tow missiles, though you can all things considered, you wouldn't be firing these missiles that close, obviously, because if all those AA vehicles would light you up like a fucking Christmas tree. So that's the hot missile equipped version. Collective collusion, I don't know. I am not a helicopter guy. I'm trying to learn the ins and outs. So Sneaky's a helicopter guy. You know helicopters, right? You fly helicopters in Arma.
I know, yeah, I know them from Arma.
Yeah, but you know, it's
relatively different.
Yeah, but I think it's generally the same kind of like terminology when you're flying in terms of like rotor balance, so on and so forth.
Yeah,
COL does mean collective, or LL or whatever it is, more thunder.
Yeah, collective.
Collective.
So yeah, so basically, both versions of this aircraft don't really. So they are very much anti-tank, but they're scout helicopters as well. So the one thing I think, the BO 105s here, they're very much scout helicopters. You want to kind of try to use these. Something I feel like helicopter pilots forget is that since you're in a helicopter, I honestly think that they need to add a spotting capability to helicopters, to certain types of helicopters, so that you can spot for teammates. And I think it should be a more thorough spotting than, let's say, what an RU-251 can give. Like, let's say it's a little bit more powerful. So a helicopter can serve not only to destroy enemies, but it can also serve to basically be a UAV, you know, Call of Duty level UAV on the enemies, which would make matches, in my opinion, go a lot faster if there's that one fucker who's just hiding in a part of the map. Helicopter just spots him, and then just, you know, if he doesn't have anything he can kill him with, you can just let his friendly ground forces take care of it. But yeah, so that is the German helicopters. So premium, and then we'll just take a quick glance at the Huey. But, you know, the Huey is a Huey. I don't think, other than the fact that it does come with miniguns right off the bat, so it's more... So miniguns, it can carry SS-11s, and that's... or Hydras. So... yeah, that's a little weird. But actually, now that I think of it, before... just to say I covered all my bases, let's try killing stuff. Let's try killing helicopters with the SS-11s. Slime Dude. This is a mini patch. If you haven't figured that out, this is a mini patch.
I'm just going to allude to you right now. Apparently a power line fell in my backyard and someone's working on it. Oh. And I went outside and I saw a thing look like flapping in the wind. I'm like, what? There's a dude working on it, so I might just disappear if they cut the wrong wire.
Whoops.
All you gotta do is follow the train, CJ.
Oh, if you're... did you hack? What do you mean by hack, Kita?
No, he doesn't hack, you mong. He's got Gaijin.
Yeah, I'm a content creator, so this is kind of a new thing too for us. Is actually them giving us cool shit, or giving us all the stuff so we can actually, you know, show you guys stuff. So let's first get this vortex ring. What is a vortex?
In the game.
Weird. What does vortex ring mean? One of you.
What?
I'm getting a warning that says vortex ring.
So it's if I remember it, the vortex ring is basically if you're standing still in one spot too long, what ends up happening is a vortex occurs where basically the airplane goes to up
boy. The SS-11s.
So most helicopters, they can only hover for about maybe a minute or so, and then they just fall out of the sky.
What's the point in this premium Project 123K? It's basically the console one.
Yeah. By the way, interesting. I don't know if it's going to change on the live server, but the missiles for the SS-11 missiles on the helicopters. This one at least, it's wire guided. It's mouse guided. It's not. This is not WASD. It is mouse guided. Oh boy.
John, there's an American premium with a death turret in the back for the ships. The Elko.
We'll look at it. Yeah, we're gonna get to it. You know, we're gonna do all the Navy stuff in one go. So.
Woo!
Yeah, so we're gonna do all the Navy stuff. So for anybody who missed like any of your past like streams that talked about boats and stuff, we're gonna do all the boats in one single go.
Huh,
so
I was wondering when they would add
so let's look at that. So apparently the helicopter, the SS-11s are mouse guided missiles, not you know, mess around with a fucking joystick. Apparently the Germans figured out how to, you know, make them second-gen missiles now. Nice. Disclaimer, that may or may not change on the live server, but for right now, these missiles are clearly mouse-guided, which is interesting. Though I could see why they would be mouse-guided in a helicopter, because there's quite a bit more space to put that kind of equipment in a helicopter. In terms of, like, you know, equipment for actually radio guiding, or, you know, guiding a missile on target versus like trying to cram that shit inside a tank. So, maneuverable little sucker for a helicopter. Has it doesn't have miniguns, but it has the next best thing to miniguns, which is MG3s.
It was my neighbor's power line that fell. Oof.
Yep. So, and Uncle Stas, yeah, there is no T-72. Sad face. What do I think of the IS-6? I don't actually have the IS-6. However, I do have glorious bias that is the IS-7. Yeah.
Then again, John, this is the first iteration, so they may add that T-72 later.
Yeah,
Holy
but
shit, it's British Destroyer
honestly,
looks sick.
that would be a little. I would honestly think that they're gonna wait on the T-72 until probably 1.8. This is 1.83. As we understand it, 1.85 will definitely be Italian tanks, which makes sense because they tend to release new tank trees at the end of the year. Like the Japanese were released at the end of what is that 2016, if I'm right.
What? And they released what?
Japanese tanks were released at the end of the year.
I don't even remember.
Yep.
Japanese tank trees still lackluster, honestly.
Yeah.
Really hard.
So anyway, now that we're done here, now we get to look at the boats. So the big main highlight of this mini patch is that ships are now in open beta, except for the Royal Navy. But for any of you who have missed it, first disclaimer is that if you have been playing the CBT, unfortunately for you, all of your progress in the CBT is going to be reset, as they did with, it seems so long ago now when they did the tanks CBT, and then it reset everybody's progress.
Well, but this is good. This is good because they decreased RP costs, which helps, which is not that bad because it seems the cruisers are 100,000, and that's the highest.
Yes. And it seems like there's also new boats as well. Oh, Jesus Christ. Is this an AA boat? It seems like an AA boat. Well, we'll get to it because I'm just skipping around. So let's start. We're going to be starting our review of the Navy. Right. Yeah, we're going to be starting our review of the navies with the Americans. So we got some.
They just got they got a new destroyer. The gearing in World of Warships, or in this game, it's the L&M Sumner class, which is also what it's called in Battle Station Pacific. Which is it's got a sexy looking blue, by the way.
Yeah, we'll get to it, dude. You're rushing ahead here, boy. So there's a new low tier premium, tier 1 premium, interestingly. 58-foot PT3, so it's literally just a torpedo boat with 50 cals on it.
2 cute little 30 cal eyes.
Yeah, let me put one of my boats in here so I can actually just stay in the friggin' Navy yard, so I don't keep flip flopping around.
They did swap some stuff around, and I know what was swapped around. If you want me to explain that.
We're going to just run through because there's a lot of people who probably haven't even been paying attention to boats, so this is going to be new to them anyway. So, if you didn't know how boats work, instead of the traditional system where everything's going down vertically, ships are arranged from a left to right unlock progress so that you can actually just go straight. If you want to go directly to a destroyer or cruiser, you have the ability to do so by just unlocking the vehicles going straight down. You just unlock the first vehicle of each tree as it is, or branch in this case, instead of. So you have the light PT boat branch, you have the sub chaser class, the heavier PT boats, then you have the intermediate sized motor gunboats here, and then a weird hydrofoil thingy. And then you have the destroyers, and then you have, finally, the cruisers. So here we have the Higgins boat. Just, it's basically a bigger, uglier version of that premium, which I think this... There we have the Elko PT boat. So this is equipped with 4 torpedoes, and 2 50 caliber turrets. So America obviously loves their 50 cals, as usual. Then we have the submarine chasers, which are quite a bit bigger, and they are a menace in battles, as long as you don't meet a certain boat we'll talk about in a moment. So these guys, Bofors, a lot of... I don't even know how to describe because I'm also not a Navy boy either. So, and I guess the bigger, more interesting stuff, obviously, we have the Americans have the USS Trenton as their cruiser. Though I kind of wish the scout planes on this particular aircraft actually work. You would be able to send scout planes in the sky, kind of like World of Warships, but, that's just me. So you have the Clemson class and the, or what is it? So Clemson class, USS Litchfield, USS Barker, Farragut class, USS Alwyn, Fletcher class, USS Fletcher, and then Summer class, USS Summer, which is a Gearing, or otherwise known as the USS Gearing for World of Warships. And oh man, look at that dark blue on this. Whew,
it is pretty cool blue, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a really nice dark blue, and with the
you've
power
got the
of NVIDIA,
you've got the double
we get
turrets.
to, with the power of NVIDIA, we get to do that really cool Anvil shit and just kind of get a kind of closer look. Look at this detail. Like, look at that. Just look at the gun turret detail. That, like,
it's very similar to the Fletcher. The obviously the main guns are the big difference, but
yeah.
you can see how the Bofors are arranged since there's no small single turrets. Bofors can cover both sides. Torpedoes are the
torpedoes are covered, but this is a very detailed model, though, all things considered. Like, this is the fact that this game can run really well with ships, and the ships are this detailed is, World of Warships, get your shit together. Come on.
I honestly don't know how the fuck they've done it. Seriously,
it's just the magic of the Dagor engine, Steel Wolf. Glorious Dagor engine.
The amount of optimization they have had to do for this is just ridiculous. Because I remember when my previous PC couldn't load tier 10 World of Warships. Like that's how bad it was.
That's just that's a big beautiful boat here, and so there is also obviously premiums. Actually, the one we're gonna kind of skim over some of the PT boats because not all of them are fully interesting. They're just PT boats. The most interesting, in my opinion. Wait, is this the right one?
For what, the Americans?
Or
look at the
they changed up
turret on the back of the premium.
Interesting. What is it? The certain PT boats now have like the rockets and stuff as upgrades rather than just being stock on the vehicle. That's interesting to know. So which one are you talking about that has the death turret on the back?
The PT. It has a turret on the back.
Which one? They're all called PT Steel Wolf.
Premium.
Come on.
The
Which
premium
one?
Elko
556. Okay, that's what I was thinking. Jesus, man. Spit it out. So this is the Elko 556.
I'm mesmerized. Look at the back turret. Look what it says on it. It says Thunderbolt.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Thunderbolt. Look at that. I want to know, where did Gaijin get what picture did they find that said we need to make this a premium? Because oh dear God, why does it have that many 20s on the back? And let's see, this is the Elko 80 foot, and it comes with all the fancy. Ooh, there's some new fancy new what is it? Emblems or repair module thingies there. So let's test sail this sucker with a reference. The magic of Dagor doesn't seem to work on Linux. Why are you using Linux? The only thing I've used Linux for so far is learning and understanding what it actually means to do hacking. And or, systems management. That's a wholly different story.
What the hell?
Just
it's like having a badge on the back of your
PC. Did they really
boat.
call like FP and things that they called it unsinkability?
Which makes sense.
It's called unsinkability.
Oh, survivability is unsinkability.
It kind of makes sense in my opinion. Like, so I think the rear 20mm turret is definitely more. It doesn't like aiming down for some reason. So let's not beach this thing. So it's definitely.
That there's more premiums because this kind of helps people. Like the tier 1s are really cheap for people.
Okay, look at the man on the front of this thing. He's going to town. Look at him. He's going to town.
German premium LS with mine.
Bring up the torpedo. Drop. Turn.
Didn't they say they were adding another VS something? VS8? Wasn't that like
something. That? It's because it's going to be. That's actually something we will test in a moment. Oh Jesus! Oh, that was violent. Boom! Michael Bay levels of violence. We have to have like a Michael Bay moment in a stream. There we go. That's the Michael Bay moment of the stream. So this is an interesting little boat. It's just the guy. Look at this guy sitting here in the back. He's just chilling in his, fucking quad Hispano cannon turret of death. So let's see, aircraft mode engage. So look at that man right up in the front right here. He's getting ready to shoot at something. I'm gonna start shooting at the BF-110. Meanwhile, there's our man up front here. He's shooting at what is this boat doing? What is this boat doing? What are you doing? Why are you on crack? What are you doing? Stop! I demand you to stop fucking doing. What are you doing? What is this man doing? What is he doing? Somebody explain to me what this man is doing.
Because I don't think I'm ever gonna touch warships for a decent while. Yeah. I mean, I've recently been playing.
Also, by the way, is all my audio has been going through, right? Just to be safe. That'd be a horrible thing to learn. Like, Steelwolf, can one of you confirm that my audio is not dead? Just to be safe.
Yeah,
it's fine.
Okay, good. So let's see. The one nice thing I like about War Thunder is that when you cycle through the torpedoes, you can cycle through you can activate whatever torpedo you want. So unlike Water Warships where it's kind of set, like I could set that rear right torpedo instead of the front right torpedo, so then my ship looks weird. So
the poor Japanese, they're getting added last.
Well, that's the thing. I was talking about this with people on like one of the servers. Is that the thing, in my opinion, about the Japanese is just what do they have that's smaller than a destroyer, or actually more, or like a coastal monitor?
They have a lot of different. They have a lot of different.
It's like, yeah, I understand that.
They're
but I guess
mainly machine guns. Like that's
yeah,
it.
what I mean,
there's
I guess
one with like a 25mm thing.
Yeah. I guess what I mean to say is, like, we don't hear about Japanese PT boats very often in popular culture, like popular history culture. Like, it's when we talk about the Imperial Japanese Navy, we talk about their capital ships most of the time. We don't ever talk about their small stuff. We only mention like the smaller boats because they were there, like the Schnellboots of Germany. We'll get to those in a moment. Oh, excuse me. American PT boats, and of course, JFK's experience with as a PT boat commander, so on and so forth. But you don't really hear about Japanese small craft in popular culture. Like, they had them. Yay. That's the impression from history that I get. And, like, the people who complain, like, okay, one thing about, like, stuff with Japan, Italy, and stuff, what else is there to add for the Japanese? Like, the Japanese are pretty damn fleshed out, in my opinion.
The issue with the Japanese is that they didn't use a lot of different shit. They used a lot of the same stuff. They really had like the Russians. They had a couple of different variants of the T-34, but they mass produced them. The Japanese, they have like the Hago and the Chiha. It's like there really wasn't anything else. All variant. It's the same issue with the Type 74.
John, a Scion just caused a barrel to explode because it landed on it, killing himself.
God damn it. Maybe we'll do some weird Destiny stuff later. But anyway, for now, oh god, 81 of you. So all the new people who have just joined, if I haven't gotten to you, there will be a VOD of this stream later, since, so you can watch all the stuff that you've missed. But right now we are going through the navies. Now we're on to the Kriegsmarine. And of course, we have the cutest
patch notes.
Yeah, I have the patch notes. I'm just running through the naval part of the patch notes right now.
This is
we have first and foremost the most adorable boat ever, the LS3, and apparently there's a premium version of it now, the LS4. Let's go check this thing out. Apparently, oh no, of all things you put on that, oh boy. Asylum. Paid good money for Italian tank premium 5 months ago. Failed to deliver date. Are you trying to like demand? It's like this is another thing. I think we had that stream talking about like the community and stuff. Like, this is kind of the thing about that I do get irked as even, you know, just as a player. It's just when people are trying to demand things that take a while, like, from I've been told recently, like, you know how small there's like the dev team that works on War Thunder is like less than like 30 people. Think about that. Less
Which
than
for a game
30
this size
people.
is insane.
Yeah, for a game this huge that has ships, tanks, and airplanes, you know, well over 1,000+ vehicles, that's a bit like,
And you're comparing, and you have to remember that you can compare this game to a AAA title like Battlefield or Call of Duty, who have like 300, 400-person teams.
Yeah, like the quality, the one thing that makes Gaijin unique, in my opinion, is their absolute focus on making their games have the AAA polish. Like, this isn't just some, you know, dinky free-to-play. This thing has a polish that just, you know, like, you don't see water graphics this good in World of Warships. This, like, the water graphics in this game, honestly, is comparable to Battlefield 1. Like, if you're playing on the, like, Suez Canal map and stuff, this is really good water graphics. They rewrote NVIDIA's WaveWorks coding because they were not happy with how the NVIDIA WaveWorks coding works. Like, the original coding for WaveWorks only worked with, like, rivers and streams, but Gaijin needed it to work for, like, oceans and, you know, huge lakes and stuff. So they rewrote the code to fit into the Jaguar engine so that they can make water, you know, look shiny and, you know, realistic, and, you know, like boats having, you know, a realistic appearance while they're in water. It's, you know, if, like, have you ever noticed that they release new tank trees in December? Yeah, that's the. If we haven't made it clear,
Listen,
this is a.
Listen to me,
wait,
buddy.
Steel,
I gotta go one-to-one to you.
Steel.
I got the Italian.
No.
Hold on.
No. We'll just leave it at this. The next patch, 1.85, is most likely going to be Italians, but the thing is, it's probably going to be Italian/minor Axis forces, because from what I've been told, apparently the Italians figured out the usefulness of a shredder.
No, but seriously, I've got the Italian in my blood, but I'm being a little bit more patient. So.
Yeah.
And
like,
also, buying that, what'd you buy? The Arietti or the Limoncello?
He probably. No, Super Cacti. When we say the patch will be coming out in December, it's going to be probably around the same time that, remember in the past couple of years when they were releasing new tank tech trees, that, you know, it was either like spring or winter. Yeah, the winter, like, December patch is most likely going to be Italian tanks. So you don't have to wait long. However, my concern is how many will they have? At least 30 vehicles? Like, Gaijin usually sets a minimum of 30 vehicles for a new tech tree whenever they're working on one. So it's most likely that the Italian tech tree will also have some probably Hungarian tanks, and there's also going to be a lot more, you know, Lend-Lease and modern stuff. Yeah, we'll think about a certain anti-aircraft gun, automatic, coming in. So, meanwhile, with the Germans, in terms of PT boat, they have their ever so infamous Schnellboots, they have their minesweepers, and they also have their, probably this son of a bitch for a vehicle, the S40 Lichte barge. This was originally designed for the Battle of Britain, but of course they just kept them and used them wherever they can. Yeah, this is probably one of the most annoying 2.7 boats you'll ever encounter, because you clearly see that there are Wirbelwind turrets all over this sucker. They hurt. And then, of course, if you really, really want to make sure you can compete with, like, a lightly armored destroyer, you even have the ability to have 4 88mm cannons, of which, if you angle them just right, you can actually unleash, I think, nearly all 3 or 4 in one direction, which is kind of ridiculous, though you only fire HE. So, and then, of course, we have the bigger barges, naval ferry barges. We have the higher-end gunboats, and even the Germans have their own, like, hydrofoil boat. This was apparently, according to what I've read, this was a prototype during World War II, and it was built, but they didn't get a chance to test it. So the biggest advantage of hydrofoils is that they can go a lot faster, but you're also more exposed because the entirety of the hull goes above water. And of course, the Germans have the more modern, patrol boats, coastal patrol boats, like the Type 40, 141, which has a ridiculous Bofors cannon on board. This thing nearly the same fire rate. It has nearly the same fire rate as I think the 247 Sergeant York. So it's a pretty nasty thing to encounter at point blank range. They have this motor, bigger boat, the MZ1, which apparently is World War II, but it is a gunboat with 88mm cannons. So something comparable to the motor gunboats or the subchasers of the US. So the US and Germany are very similar in terms of boats. So of course, it seems like there's new boats as well. TS boat. I don't remember this thing being here. The TS boat. This is Project 206. So this is a East German boat with 30mm autocannons on the front and 4 torpedoes. And then the Type 143 is at the end of that particular line, which is another Bundeswehr or Kriegs. Wait, nah, I don't. What do they even call their navy nowadays? That's what I want to know. Anybody?
Navy?
The German navy. What do they actually call it? Because I don't think they call it Kriegsmarine.
It is the Kriegs.
Is it the Kriegsmarine?
Yes.
Okay, I didn't. They always change. They change the names of everything. I don't know. Anyway,
Who knows? Who knows? Though there are ships that are from Imperial German, like the Bayern and warships and stuff. So that's not Kriegsmarine. I'm pretty sure. It's just something else.
Also, I think one of the premium boats now has naval mines. We'll have to go look at that in just a moment. So this is one of the new premiums. So this is a motor gunboat. This is quite a bit bigger. It's not a destroyer size boat, but it's a lot bigger than your standard. There we go. Target acquired. Let's see.
Oh,
Fire.
Bundesmarine. Bundesmarine is the post-war.
Okay,
Yeah.
Bundesmarine.
Crete?
Okay.
I figured because Bundeswehr.
Yeah, because it makes to me. Why would they still call it the Kriegsmarine? That doesn't make sense.
Kriegsmarine was from 1935 to 1945.
Yeah,
I'm typing in chat, so I'm not paying attention to the conversation fully, but I know Kriegsmarine is one of them.
Yeah, it's from 1935 to 1945 is what it was called.
taking a while to kill this PT boat. I will say that. So
It superseded. It superseded the Reichsmarine.
What's that Romanian plane called in the Italian?
the IAR 81.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. So the Italians, as we understand it, the Italian tree will now be the kind of minor Axis forces tree. So because it's easier to lump them under Italy and than to try to make separate little tech trees, which would just be, a pain in the
Well, the other
ass.
thing is too, as we know now because of helicopters, Gaijin is perfectly capable of adding another tech tree tab. So for countries like Yugoslavia, they could add the Yugos to a tab in the Russian tree and so on and so forth.
They could, but
you don't have to be like a separate nation in the small tab. And same thing with Italy, like the Hungarians and the Romanians. They could be added as separate tabs. It's just
they could, but they will probably end up being in the main tech trees just because it's easier. For logistics, it's just easier to not.
I'm just saying if they had like
tabs.
a bunch of different, like the Hungarian Turan 3 and Turan 2, which are like boxy Panzers, Panzer 4s and shit, like they could add in a separate tree. I just think it would be cleaner that way for them.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, so this is the premium motor gunboat, and I know 20 people just fell asleep at their monitors and their Chrome computer shut down. Jeez. Anyway, so with the boots here, because I'm not the most naval, I know there's a lot of you probably who are better versed with the navies than I am, but apologize. So they did say that there was a boat with naval mines. So, and it was supposedly a premium. Let me see. It was one of the dev blogs. So I don't know if. Minesweeper and then Mine Layers. I don't know what boat's the Mine Layer. Let's see, it's probably
There's the
one of these.
Minesweepers, but
Yeah, there's Minesweepers, but they did announce that naval mines would be in the game. GE is expensive, though. All things considered, it's a game. It's a free to play game. How else do you think they're gonna make their revenue? Like, do you want to pay $60 for War Thunder and then like $20 for DLC all the time? I don't think so. So, like, I'm confused now because they talked about naval mines, and I want to show this on the stream because that's a new kind of interesting aspect for boats. That, you know, you can literally lay mines, you can lay them at certain depths, you can actually set the depth before you go into battle. However, if you leave them on the surface, I think they explode after a while. Oh, hey, Tempest.
Oh god, you sound drunk. What are you doing, Tempest? What are you doing? You're like, how you guys doing?
Dude, did you God.
Had a long day, okay?
Dev servers up. B.
Everybody,
I really want to get the Leopard Premium and the bow, but at the same time, I don't really want to still research all the way through German Tier 4 and stuff, so I'm kind of waiting for what they're going to offer for Britain for a 9.0 Prem. So I'm way closer to top tiers there.
So it's only economy changes. God damn it.
Well, there is a mini patch, but...
Oh!
Mini patch.
They fixed the reward this update.
Yeah. Wait, you guys still YouTube Press accounts? No, Super Cacti.
Try me, bitch.
Content creators get the first time they gave us like a trophy. We'll talk about that again later, Tempest. Wait, is my Discord dead? Hold up. Can you guys still hear me? Okay, I think my Discord fucked. Hold up. Control R. There we go. That's weird.
Why do people still not understand this is a thing? Like,
anybody can hear me?
Get it.
Wait. Why is my Discord acting up? Of all times for it to act up.
Did he just again?
What?
But John, I told you what the one oh no, yeah, you
commented. Can anybody hear me? Oh, ow.
Damn it, John.
God damn it, fucking stupid fucking push to talk bullshit. This is why I hate push to talk. Push to talk is stupid. So sue me.
Push to talk is life.
No. Push to talk is stupid. Can't change my mind.
Yes, you can.
No. Anyway, that out of the way. So, of course, the Germans have their destroyers, and then they have the KMS Emden as their cruiser. We can go look at that thing very quickly. Let me find something here. We're right in Discord because it's easier to find these things on my Discord. So you have the KMS Emden. Kill myself, Endem. That's a terrible.
You know there are actually two of those ships.
Two of those.
Yeah,
lots and lots of boats.
SMS Endens. There are two of them.
Two of them, but we don't have two of them in the game.
Yeah, I'm just giving a little extra info on it.
Yeah. So, according to Gaijin, supposedly for the premium German VS8. What VS8? Gaijubles. Where is this VS8 you speak of? Yeah. So
it was a leak from what I heard, but
no, there's supposed to be a boat that's a premium that will be the only one with naval mines. So for, testing purposes, because obviously you don't want to just slap mines everywhere and then things go horribly wrong.
But slapping mines everywhere is fun.
No. Okay, so now then, we move on to the Russians. Jeez, we're getting there, and then we will get to the Royal Navy. I know some of you, there's probably some T-bongs out there. Why did I say T-bongs?
T-bongs.
T-bongs. Vlad Tepe is back. Oh boy, the game's taking its sweet ass time adding a boat to the lineup. So the Soviets start off with the fucking rocket ship of a boat, the G5. This thing in arcade is capable of reaching, I think, like 73 kilometers in water. It's like retardedly fast.
That is insanely fast for a boat.
Yeah, and it's a fast fucker. This is like, this should be a race boat. It shouldn't be a speed boat.
What, the German thing?
Yeah, also everybody's getting mad in the chat at Asylum.
Those 40
Boy,
knots.
everybody... Yeah, I don't have it set for knots, but anyway, this thing is stupid fast for a PT boat. However...
A fast boat's considered like 20, 25 for a warship.
Well, in terms, we're talking about the small boats,
Half the
because...
speed.
Look at this.
Like a frigate can get to like 25, and then it's like maybe... Like, this is like... No,
Oh
I'm
crap,
gonna go
it releases
40.
both.
Like,
It releases both torpedoes. Oh god. Oh god. Michael Bay. Boom. Oh Jesus. The friggin' boat just did a friggin' just did a barrel roll in the water.
That
So-
boat sits really high in the water.
Yeah, it is a fast
Why?
boat.
It's because it's just accelerating like a crazy boy.
Yeah, this thing is going 60 miles per hour, which, think about that. That's, that's highway speed in the US for most states. This thing is doing that in water, so
Now it's
that's...
got a Shavak.
Yeah, this thing now has a Shavak cannon instead of the 50 cal. Oh wait,
Are you sure that boat doesn't fly?
which new
If
German
If you
destroyer,
put wings
Mr.
to it,
Matthew
it
Cox?
probably would. Probably would.
We'll probably, I will get back to the Germans after this, but, the first half of the stream, I want to make sure we, every time you bring out a ship, the bell sounds like pots hitting together. Ah, fuck. Hold up. There we go.
What was that?
Hilarity. So, anyway, there's a lot... Matt, what the hell? The Russians have a butt ton of premiums for some reason. So, there's a lot of new boats as well. I just wish that, Gaijin would put a friggin' banner over, "This is a new boat," or something.
Yeah, don't they usually put a banner over thing?
There's a gold banner over the new stuff, so... Except for So, there's some new boats, so we're gonna check out these premiums. So, there's this thing. This is a PR-123K, which has, oh Jesus Christ, it has rear-mounted 14mm KPV machine guns. Oh boy.
Well, wait, the Cosmolet has that as well. There's no difference. I don't understand. What
Yeah.
the fuck is...
I think it's a different boat, I guess. Is this a hydrofoil of some kind? Oh, it is a hydrofoil.
Oh,
Ladies and gentlemen, let's go
can't
check out what
see it under the water. That's why.
Yeah, let's go check out what a hydrofoil looks like in War Thunder. YouTube police screams, "Ow, my eardrums. You'll never get me alive,
I was gonna
coppers!"
say, I couldn't
They
see
obviously
that in
haven't
the
gotten
port.
me going yet. They're screaming my eardrums now. Wait till I get the full power.
Yeah, wait
Yep.
until me and Temper start arguing. That's fun.
Koala T guy, are you fucking serious, man? Every stream, are you gonna say this, even if you're on the stream?
What did he say?
Just look in the stream chat. God damn it.
Now
I know
actually
you're
have
in
to
Germany
log
right
on.
now, but still. God damn it, man. Oh jeez, oh jeez, oh jeez. Whoa! No, that guy's
Okay,
dead.
You know how you were just saying, does this thing fly? Well, it seems this thing does.
Yeah, so this is what a hydrofoil looks like. Again, super fast, speedy boy. It's as fast, it's heavier than the other boat, but it's just as fast, if not faster. However,
Heavier
you can see the
than the-
clear issue with hydrofoils in a heavy combat situation. Your entire hull is exposed. You will die.
Well, at least you don't get hit by torpedoes that easily.
Well, this is War Thunder. Things will happen. Oh, jeez. Hello. Hello, Schnellbolt. Prepare to die, fascist pig.
What the fuck is that monstrosity?
Come on. Sergey, what is wrong with gun? It overheated, sir! Fuck's sake.
Hey, Tempress. Look at the Alan M. Sumner in the US tree and tell me if that reminds you of something.
I gotta log on to the depth.
Yep, there we go.
It's a gearing.
Yep, so that's that boat. I want to see a pasta tank.
So we're already halfway to the Atlanta because of the Alan M. Sumner. We got the Atlanta turrets. Now we just need. Could you imagine how fucking insane that thing is going to be in War Thunder if they had that thing?
The Atlanta.
Yes.
Or Atlanta class in general. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, this premium boat you guys have seen if you've been paying attention to the beta. That's a T-34 turret, 50 cals, and a Katyusha launcher.
People already complain the guns are loud, and then imagine it in Atlanta.
Yeah, so, and now we have another PT boat available. This is the MBK PR-186 Mark 85, and it comes equipped with two 85mm cannons. I don't know if they're like there seem to be naval cannons because it's in a proprietary turret. I've never seen turrets like that before.
Oh, since it's an open beta, the naval maps are now in the custom battle queue.
I think so, yeah. Hydrofoil plane better. Hydrofoil better plane than Poe 2.
Ireland Bay, Norway.
Yep. So this is a gunboat.
That,
so this is the premium goon boat. So there's a lot more premiums now that the ships are in open beta, which is a nice thing in my opinion because, especially for those who really want, like, they're very interesting boats in my opinion. They're not like.
How far does it go down?
Let's see. So gunboat here.
How far does what go down?
The boat, like, does it stop at tier 4 like?
Yes, it still stops
at tier 4, which makes sense.
But it's actually kind of funny how they work because there's the side-scrolling thing. Like, even though the Trenton is pretty expensive for a cruiser, it's not the most expensive in tier 4 when they add other stuff to the right of it.
Well,
yeah,
it's like a two-way street.
When we eventually do get battleships, imagine the air comps.
That'll be interesting. Be an interesting day.
I'm projecting it probably 40,000.
It's going to be scaled back. It's going to be scaled.
It's going to be as much as the TU4.
Need my
Let's
cowl
be
back.
Now. Like,
no.
Ships that are going to be the size of like Iowa. The Iowa is probably.
Oh wow, War Thunder's depth trios. Okay, that's fun.
Okay, so we got that boat. We have the Russian destroyers. Of course, the Russians do have destroyers, a lot of them, but during the course of World War II, the German Navy successfully managed to block the Russian Navy from really doing anything, along with the assistance of the Finns as well. So the Russian Navy didn't get to do as much as the other branches. So we have all these
analyzing files. They must have just popped another update in.
Yep.
The Russian Navy was pretty much just Lend-Lease battleships, some heavy cruisers, some destroyers, and maybe a submarine or two.
Ooh, I like the 186 premium that you just looked at because
and then we have the Krasny Kavits. I can't even pronounce today.
Krasny Kavaz.
Yeah.
Or Kavkaz, sorry.
Yeah, Kavkaz. So that's the Russian destroyer, though a lot of people have already seen this. Big destroyer. Or no, cruiser. Blech, cruiser. God, I'm a terrible person. So a lot of you who have been doing the the closed beta for boats, you're pretty familiar with the Germans, but now we shall move on to kind of the bigger part of this update, and that is the what is it? The British. Unfortunately, because I don't have the bundle for some reason, I can't actually, try out all their boats. And this is the first boat. They have the MT Motor Torpedo Boat 1-1. It just looks... Wait. Why does it have Lewis guns? Huh?
What?
Why?
The British
Excuse me?
Reserve?
Excuse
Dude, they're
me?
insane. They're insane.
What
Test drive it and fire the guns. They're insane.
Excuse me. What in the actual... Look at... What the fuck?
There's 8 of them.
That should be in Battlefield 1.
Crozier is not amused. Crozier's not amused by this, okay? This is not okay. This is not okay. Anybody
should
who's
be-
a
that
Sea
really
Arsenal
should be
fan will
enough.
probably get that reference very quickly. But yeah, they oh my god, they even modeled the cooling fins. Damn. Look at the high quality
missing the
modeling. No, the barrel's in there, but they modeled the cooling
No,
fins on the
they're not.
barrel. Oh no. Fuck you.
I'm looking at it right now. It's missing the small little.
Okay, let's
barrel
test sail this.
that's stuck out of it.
Sneaky Sniper, and Jose Crispin Barcelos. Did I pronounce that right? Because it's like that great old meme from FIFA, from the World Cup. Like, hey Batman, I've learned Spanish for the World Cup. They speak Portuguese, you idiot. Okay, so why does this thing have Lewis guns? Okay, the Lewis guns are killing people. How do you replace the magazines on this setup?
You
Ha.
just throw them over the boat.
You just pray to the British tea gods that you'll reload.
You mean the Queen?
Because
You have to pray to
Boston
the-
Tea Party,
you
we're
have
gonna
to-
recreate the Boston Tea Party in War Thunder.
You have to pray to the koala tea guy for the reload on these Lewis guns.
No, that's Japanese tea. Koala. No, wait, no. Koalas are Australian, aren't they?
Yeah, so part of the
I think I'm
Commonwealth.
panda.
So, oh, well, that guy just got horribly annihilated. But yeah, so this is the first tier boat that we can look at. We'll probably try to look at some of the other boats as much as I can. I wish I could test them, but of course I don't have the bundle. Sad face. I'll probably ask for it later. So that's the first boat. It's kind of strange. Angry SA... Oh, French pilot noises. Angry French pilot noises. Oh, I'm sorry that the Germans have a French helicopter as their starter. Just trying to stay hydrated because every time I do a stream and just not drink, my throat just goes completely, utterly sore by the end of this. So let's see. So first tier, we're going to do a much more thorough look compared to the other nations because, yeah, I can't take them out, but also this is a brand new navy for most of us. So this is the Vosper 1 series. Never heard of it. So it has 1916. It has 4 Lewis guns on board. It just looks so dumb. The Lewis guns on board, and then 2 torpedoes.
Me trying to spell a stereotypical British accent, like the punky one, was so bad. Welcome
What,
to
Cockney?
British boats, boy.
Oh no! Shut up! Just shut up.
Look at the
Okay.
stream chat. I couldn't type.
Meanwhile, so the Vosper 2 gets rid of the Lewis guns for a front-facing 20mm cannon and a pair of 50 caliber Vickers machine guns. Okay, that's nice. I think-
That's such the Vosper 1 from the reserve is such a downgrade.
Yep.
Such a downgrade.
Such a downgrade. And then, so next up is the Fairmeel Fairmeel A, ML 1000, which has...
I'm gonna call it the fair milk.
Wait, it has a 3-pounder. It has a 3-pounder Hotchkiss cannon and more Lewis guns on a pint. Oh god,
I'd love
the
to see a
mountings for
British
the Lewis guns
57.
keep getting worse. What the fuck?
What is the British sick obsession with the Lewis guns? Okay.
Dude, they had military surplus. It was only a couple of decades, man. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, but the sad part is that that the Americans never got to if anybody's watched Sea and Arsenal or has never heard of them, go check them out. They have an entire episode on the Lewis gun, and that is a
Oh wow. Okay,
That is
I'm having problems
a
with War Thunder.
hilarious
crashing.
battle.
Jesus.
It's a hilariously sad battle. But like the Lewis gun gets adopted everywhere but the country it was developed in. That is the United States.
Okay, well it seems I can't use the dev server right now because it crashed and then it analyzed files and it goofed. So I can't.
Yeah,
look at
so
it.
next up here is the MG Mike Goes Boom Boat. Mike Goes Boat.
What?
Mike Goes Boat. Motor Gunboat 61, which is equipped with a Rolls-Royce semi-automatic When did they make cannon?
Cannons?
Rolls-Royce
What?
made cannons? Cannons?
Congratulations, Rolls-Royce. You've done it.
Dunk. So, that's weird. So, no more 50 caliber water-cooled machine guns, though I think these are a bit more powerful than 50 BMG. I don't know. Somebody can correct me on that. So, that's another weird little motor gunboat for the British Navy. Next up in this second branch line. Oh, yes, and this stupid thing. I want to get this thing later on. The Dark Class STB 1101, the Big Boom gunboat with a 114 millimeter quick firing Mark 1 cannon. Me make you go boom. I remember this thing way back in the closed beta or closed alpha testing. That was great. That thing was hilarious. Finally glad to see it back in the game again. Next up is the Ferromeal B ML345, equipped with a front-facing Hotchkiss cannon that has an improved mount, I suppose. More 20 millimeters in the rear. So Mark IV cannon and a Mark II cannon. Interesting how they have two different versions of the same 20 millimeter. And then we have more Lewis machine guns.
All right, boys. I'm gonna poof out of here. So
Okay. See ya, Steel Wolf.
see you later. Live stream.
Yep. And this is another. This is the other Lewis machine gun, though. Okay, that they stripped him down quite a bit. Holy hell, thing looks ugly. Anyway, so we got these boats here, the Ferromeals. Next up is an Isles class T285 PT boat, and let's see what this guy. It's a little bit bigger. Comes with a 4-inch quick firing Mark V cannon, 3 20 millimeter Mark II cannons, and more Lewis guns. Okay, I think. Yay! More Lewis guns. Yay! Anyway, so it's a motor gunboat, I guess. So it's more of this looks more like a coastal patrol boat than anything. Honestly, it doesn't look very fast. 11.8 miles per hour. Yeah, and it's steam powered. Noticeably, some of these boats are steam powered for some friggin' reason.
If you think about
Meanwhile,
it, the British were
and then the later, oh boy, so the Flower class, the later version of the Flower class comes with a friggin' 102 millimeter cannon on the front, 40 pounder, 40 millimeter 2-pounder, quick firing Mark 8 automatic cannon in the rear. Ow,
that would hurt.
that hurt.
Quite a lot.
2-pounder and just two. They got rid of the Lewis. They threw the Lewis guns overboard and just kept the 20 mils.
No!
Not the Lewis guns.
What the fucking Lewis gun do to you, Britain?
They got rid of the Lewis guns? Excellent.
No.
Says Crozier. Okay, so moving on down from Tier 1, we are now moving into Tier 2 with the Dark Class FPB 1102, which is equipped with a big-ass Beaufort cannon in the front and 4 torpedoes. So it's essentially a motor torpedo boat for the British. If I recall correctly, the Dark Class is actually very maneuverable, and it's pretty fucking fast, so these are not to be trifled with. Next up, Ferromeal.
What the
Is it fair? Is it Fair Mile or Fair Meal? I don't know. I guess it's Fair Mile. Probably somebody's gonna, correct me. So Fair Mile D617 is equipped with a 57 millimeter 6-pounder, quick firing. So good old tank gun, flat air shooting type of thing. More 50 cals. More Vickers machine guns, apparently. I think they may have mislabeled the guns on one of the boats. They should have been Vickers machine guns and not Lewis guns. But yeah, so another motor torpedo boat. Quite a lot of motor torpedo boats, actually. So Next up is the SGB. SGB S304, which comes with a 76mm 3-inch quick-firing cannon. What? So is that an another like auto cannon thing? Because that looks rather deadly. 40mm. Oh wait, that's this 3-inch cannon. So that's in the back, and then the 40mm up front. 50 calibers. Okay, I guess you guys know the drill by this point. Brave class boat in tier 2, P1011, which is equipped with two 40mm Bofor mountings, front and back, Mark 1s, and Mark 8 torpedoes on very spindly mounts, by the way.
That would hurt.
Yeah. The gaming Rex just is asleep. Well, I'm sorry. This isn't the most exciting stream ever. Anyway,
Well, maybe Gaming Rex just should drink some fucking coffee!
Temperus Maximus Astartes, everyone. A.K.A. an angry space marine.
The angriest!
Yep. So we got another Faramil with two 57mm cannons on board. So, man, the British are just loading up on guns now as we go forward. So,
oh my god, if I looked at their boats...
And then finally a boat that we can actually test. A Faramil, essentially very similar to the ones in the tech tree. Let's see how well these guns work on board. So, oh boy.
Do they have guns as big as steers and shells as big as trees?
No, but they're fucking 6-pounder cannons, and we all know how gloriously hilarious the 6-pounders are in in tanks. Back in the days when Britain decided the win if a team wins or loses in low tiers, especially. Okay, so fire, overshot, fire. Okay, yeah, when they say quick firing, holy shit, they're not fucking around. Boom. Let's see, let's count that off. So that's 1, 2, 3. That's like a 3-second reload, essentially. Oh. Ipsy. We beached the boat, sir. You're not getting your grog. You're not getting your grog ration. Get the boat off the fucking beach. Yep. Ladies and gentlemen, quality. John Man is a very skilled ship person. Yes, totally. I am a great captain. Yeah, I can't even. I like how I can beach myself, and yet this coral reef right here is not doing anything to the bottom of the boat. Next thing you know, a small clownfish is going to come up and touch the butt.
Made out of Britonium, comrade.
There we go. So, and these guys are taking 1,000,000 years to kill this guy. Though we are setting this poor bastard on fire. It seems like the PT boats are a lot tougher right now. They seem to be a lot tougher than I recall. Holy hell. And the boat is now going backwards. Ladies and gentlemen, this is just going backwards now. Okay, enough of this silliness. Yeah, that's so lots of guns on board. You got torpedoes everywhere. Yep, I think that's going to be a pretty interesting boat, all things considered. We got to sink the Bismarck.
We gotta
more
around.
More angry SA-313B French pilot noises. He's upset because the first French helicopter is German. In German service. Anyway, next row in more Faramils. If we haven't seen enough of these guys, more Faramils. This time it's equipped with front-facing 40mm cannon and a rear-facing 40mm 2-pounder from Rolls-Royce again.
Thank you, Rolls-Royce.
Rolls-Royce. Apparently they can make machine guns. Faramil D, 601 is just a motor gunboat. Seems like it doesn't carry torpedoes of any kind. And this is definitely looks like an AA boat, I suppose, because it has 20 millimeters. So another gunboat. I guess we're starting to see a theme here. And then Fairmeal C, the last of these PT boats, is equipped with 40 millimeter 2-pounder quick firing ×2. So you have 2 of the same guns on board. Mark 5 20 mils, Mark 2s, more Vickers machine guns. So yeah, it's just essentially kind of more of the same, I guess. Now then, we can go to boats. So we now have the Clemson L45. So this is a destroyer, one of the first British destroyer you will encounter. It has 4 quick-firing Mark 5 cannons on the front, 3-inch Naval AA Mark 5 cannons. Everything's Mark 5 apparently. 4 20mm Mark 2s, and a whole bunch of 50 cals. American 50 cals. America. Fucking freedom right there. So, and of course, 3 torpedoes on those launchers. So, first destroyer. I'd imagine we're gonna see what else comes along. Fairmile D sounds like a vibrator. Fairmile D sounds like a vibrator. Ladies and gentlemen, Krufstahl here. So we got the G class H-89. Also, my naval history is horribly lacking, so I apologize.
Well,
We're
in
kind.
all fairness, the first vibrators were actually used as medical tools by doctors.
Yep. The cure hysteria, which is absolutely bullshit. When you really think about it, because hysteria is not a real disease. It's about as real as ligma. So here we go. So it has 120 millimeter cannons, 50 caliber Vickers machine guns for some reason. And wait, look at these Vickers turrets right here. We're gonna take a quick zoom in on these Vickers turrets very slowly, but just again, let's talk about detail here. Like, sure, like the detail on this, like this is pretty fucking detailed, all things considered. Just damn. Like every little port window, or the port windows. Nope, the port windows aren't transparent. Though of course, inside the boat, you guys are now wholly confused is what we're looking at. So this is like the black inside of the boat. Like what's actually inside. So of course they didn't fully model the water. That's just, I guess, a sacrifice in game design, that the water goes through the hull in turns. But of course you're not supposed to see this normally. You can see the modules that are the engines there, more engines, like all the various, like the actual modules that get damaged, they're physically modeled. But yeah, the detail overall, especially externally, is, you know, really, really detailed. Like, look at these torpedo launchers. That isn't the best. Like, that's pretty good for something that has a million moving parts. And these are, by the way, all the ships in War Thunder are scaled correctly. They are to scale next to most any, you know, tank or airplane that will fly near them. So it, again, a testament to the fact of how small the War Thunder development team is and their ability to make a game this detailed, and it still runs, you know, 60 FPS. So moving on, we have the Tribal class, though everybody kind of knows about these destroyers. This was one of the first destroyers added to the game. Tribal class destroyer has the more 120 millimeter cannons, 102 millimeter cannons, 40 millimeter quick firing. So just the usual smorgasbord. So we're no longer seeing fucking Lewis guns everywhere.
Fun little fact about World of Warships: if you zoom in close enough on the AA guns, you will find out that they're actually little diamonds. You need a zoom mod to see this, though.
Interesting. So N class G25 has 120. So 2 front-facing 120 millimeter cannons and a rear-facing turret. 4 more 4-inch cannons everywhere. Has the 4 of these 40mm cannons in a huge bank. I have to imagine that the British AA is going to be very difficult to counter. Yeah, that's going to be really huge to counter. I just wish I could actually test them out. And then last but not least, the battle class, I guess, D14, which comes with 4.5 quick firing Mark IV cannons, 4-inch quick firing Mark 23 naval cannon, Bofors. So 3 normal Mark 7 Bofors in twin mountings, and then 2 L60 caliber Beaufort turrets, and then 10 torpedoes. So you got a lot of torpedoes on board. So definitely the British ships are very front facing with their guns, so you kind of want to attack your opponent going forward, I suppose. And then of course a new shiny boat for the British that nobody has seen yet. The HMS Enterprise is the British cruiser for the time being. So let's get a good gander around this thing. So 152mm cannons all over this thing. So it's like 5 of these turrets apparently. They're all over the place. So nope, that's not the... Almost hit all F4. What? Oh, put me inside the boat. So look at this big honking beauty of a boat here. A lot of cannons on board. And of course a another scout plane on this. Looks like a Kingfisher with bombs.
Honestly, it'd be pretty cool to see if that Kingfisher gets destroyed when you're slammed into by shells.
Yeah, if that's a Kingfisher, can they take this model and give it? It's a little low res, but you know it looks the part. Honestly, I just wish that they would actually make the Kingfishers, you know, like the boats. These things actually give naval engagements a little bit more range, but you know. So that's the HMS Enterprise here, big boat.
That's an American plane. I love it.
Yeah, it's Lend-Lease. What do you do?
Yeah, I know. I love it already.
Okay, and then of course the premium destroyer, the HMS. It's the Her Majesty's Australian Navy, Hadia. So the one that's in the thumbnail. So this is a Aussie boat in the service of the Aussie Navy during World War II, if I remember reading it correctly. So it's equipped with more 120mm cannons, so on and so forth. But hey, finally we get to actually test the destroyer out. How long will we be going for, by the way? Ooh, okay. Not planning for the stream to be very long because it is a mini patch and there isn't that many brand new shinies to look at. Unfortunately, some of you might be disappointed, but it is a mini patch and it is more. This is more about the navies than anything else. Like the past couple of patches have been very ground forces focused, honestly. So it's finally high time that the navies get a proper, time, their proper time in limelight here. Oh jeez. Can they add like a hull break mechanic to like PT boats versus cruisers? Because seriously, if you're slamming a 120mm high explosive shell multiples at a PT boat, I don't think the crew is going to survive. I'm just gonna be honest here.
Brewers survive and become stronger than ever.
Oh my god. I let out some of my torpedoes. Idiot. So, big boat, big cannons, and they are double installations, so it's nothing to sneeze at here. Big guns. Oh my god, the sound, the report on these guns. Probably attack that crew. Let's see if we can do some gunnery here. As I really get this destroyer to wing around here. It's gonna take a moment. Let's see. There. So we got that. Fire. I probably should have aimed. They do load relatively quickly though, so that's a nice thing about the British boats. The British Navy's always been known for their just like crack-like ability to just keep pounding enemy ships with heavy fire. So hit something. Yep, we're just pounding this guy into dust. Though I am absolutely excited for navies being in open beta, finally, because it's been so long that they've been in testing. Oh my god, let's get a look at that. Oh my god, that 2-pounder installation. Holy shit. Just listen to that.
Navy is the DA system, but I love the DA system.
Yep. Nobody could have heard you over the sound of the fucking 2-pounder, like, quad cannon installation just letting it rip. Oh my god. Though they can't hit this gut. It's Italian. What? Why is there an Italian plane? Of all planes that they put in the air, it's the G-55S. The G-55S in its natural environment. So if anybody hasn't seen that video is absolutely relevant still, especially in the face of the navies coming in. Though of course, until we see the Italian Navy, which does exist, unlike the French Navy, they do have PT boats and a destroyer and a cruiser, I think, as well. So they were available in the closed alpha testing, but they're I would imagine that the Italian Navy and that's actually a good thing to think about. The Italian Navy and the Italian tanks could theoretically come in one patch because the Italian Navy was already kind of present.
Here's a funny thing. I really don't think
So
they're going to release battleships until maybe the French Navy comes out, because predominantly of the French and Italian navies, they were battleships. And
yeah.
cruisers.
Same thing with the Japanese.
Yep.
Yep, so that's the HMS Hydia for all of you. Is it HMAS? Her Majesty's Australian Navy? I think. I'm too tired to think about this, but anyway, that's basically it for all Zib boats. We've already kind of glanced over everything, so the VOD for this stream will be available later, so you guys can just kind of, anybody coming in new can watch and check out all the new stuff. Check out like all the stuff that was reviewed. There wasn't that the short of it is that there isn't too many new ground vehicles. There's like 1 or 2 aircraft, but this entire patch is essentially focused more so on the navies rather than on anyone else, which is to me a good thing. You know, find a patch that isn't always about, you know, top tier tanks or aircraft, you know.
What are the new tanks coming to War Thunder, John?
We'll talk about that in a moment. I hit this, so let me talk about, like, I want to finish talking about everything I need to talk about before we move on, because I'm going to just cut it off the stream. I'm not really going to do anything else. So if the patch notes, the forum thread for the update are there, and that's where the patch notes are. So naval missions are now available in custom battles, new location called Black Sea Port. So let's see, there's a lot of ground vehicle model changes. So let's see. Nothing of particular note as I'm seeing. Even the aircraft stuff is pretty stuff. But so the bigger thing, I guess, naval fleet models. So the one new thing, so multiple vessels now have side and bow mounted bomb launchers. So you can fire basically mortars off. New armor types are are available on naval boats. Fragmentation effects are more realistic now. Naval vessel damage models have been made more realistic. Damage models have been reworked for, you know, a whole bunch of vehicles. Economy and research, so there's now achievements for researching naval vessels. Battle tasks for naval vessels have been added. US and Soviet helicopters will now be fully available for research when this patch drops, which is most likely the 19th, maybe? Because they mentioned something about that the helicopters would remain in closed beta until for like a month. So there's this. So the past two patches, this and the patch before, could be kind of considered mini patches, because, you know, helicopters, while there's a lot of helicopters and it kind of changed a lot of stuff, it wasn't really the most expansive patch, all things considered, even with the tanks there. Appearance: new 3D decorations, helmets, both for armor and infantry, have been added for various nations. So I guess we will go look at the tank here. We'll use T-80B as the test dummy to go check out these decorators. So helmets is now a separate thing, and there's new helmets as well. So you have Japanese tanker helmet, infantry helmet for Japanese, M1 infantry helmet, M26 infantry helmet for France, tank helmet MLE-35 for France, Italian infantry helmet, Italian tank helmet, which honestly is the coolest looking tank helmet out of all of them, and okay, I got that from something else, but anyway, is that game mechanics, like a few camera bugs have been fixed, and actually a very interesting one. It is now possible to capture points in naval battles with hydroplanes and seaplanes. Oh dear. So does that mean a BV 238 can just like glide its way to like a far-reaching like cap point and just sit there and then just start silliness? So new sounds for the helicopters, small changes to optimize the uses of the sound game resources. So a lot. Again, this entire patch is definitely focused on the navies of War Thunder, not too much in the way of tanks or aircraft. But for now, that's all I got to show on this stream. Again, if you want to check out everything that we talked about that isn't naval related, just go back through the stream, and hopefully I'll have a guide video up sooner than later. I'm working on and if you see it, there's one plane in there that I really want to work on. Totally not hovering over it. Totally, it's not being looked at. And I know it seems like a couple of other people that I know, Mike Goes Boom is out and streaming right now. So if you guys want to continue watching antics, or just, you know, want to see more people talk about the patch, go check him out. Now, for now, I'm going to bow out and go do other things. So anyway, long ass, not really a long ass stream. No changes to the Abrams, anything, but for all of you who just came by the, you know, check out this impromptu look at the stream and just checking out stuff, thanks for coming by, and I hope to see you guys on